Hey everybody, Andrew here, and let's talk about solar today. Now, we do have the option of grid tie, not going to talk about that. Have the option of hybrid, not going to talk about that. And then off grid. Now, a lot of people think off grid means you don't have any utility coming in. I have utility coming in. I have an electric company that gladly takes my checks every month. Now, I do have a thing on the pole to where I can hook my generator up. That works great too. And now I have solar. All of the above, so I have a wonderful backup and I have cost saving at the same time. I am using the EG4 3000 in this. It's 110 volt and there's only one of them, so I don't have 240 volts, so I'm not supplying the oven and the water heater or my central air. Now, one of the things I'd like to say is if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm going to have where I bought everything below in the description, and make sure to, kind of lay out what you have or what you're wanting, and I'll help you out. And the companies that I deal with, they will gladly help you out too. But this is one of the ways that you can save thousands of dollars and make everything work. That's what we want. Something that works, something that's easy, and we don't have to worry about. Now, the batteries that I picked out, one of the reasons why I got them was they have the little fire extinguishers in them. They're very smart, and they work very well. Now, there is other options, so don't limit yourself to the server rack batteries like I bought. There are stand-up units now that didn't exist a year ago. I really don't know the cost on them. I'll get into that at the end of the video, but we will see how it goes. Let's get right into it. Since I'm just wanting to supply the 110 volt side of the house, I'm using the EG4 3000 and 3 EG4 LLV2 batteries. It is working fine. It's an all-in-one unit. There seems to be no issues with it so far, and very simple to set up. It's the off-grid version, so we're going to use a transfer switch. Here we can see that I have 79% battery out of 3 batteries. That is the EG4 LLV2 batteries, 48 volt, 100 amp. And whenever I switch over to kilowatts, it's showing I'm bringing in 2.2 kilowatts from the 10 SILFAB panels. And whenever I switch over to amps, you can see I'm getting 6 amps right now at 347 volts. On this budget build, we put 10 380 watt SILFAB panels that were made in the USA on 3 sets of EG4 bright mount racks. Everything went together pretty good. No complaints. They have sat still and worked out very well on the way that we mounted them. You do see shade here, but that's just part of where I have them. On the back of the panels, I do have the 30 amp fuse, and then it's going to an IMO disconnect box. And then that's where it goes into the ground, going to the house. Haven't had a problem with any of this setup, and seems to be working very well. As you'll notice, I do have all these hooked in series, and that supplies lower amperage with higher voltage, and that works out great with this off-grid system. This is the secret sauce to an off-grid solar setup. This is a transfer switch, and it allows the solar to come in and then go to the breaker box and power the breakers, or you can flip the switch down to go right back to utility like the solar don't exist. So when you have rainy days and constantly bad weather or need a little break from the solar, all you gotta do is switch it back to utility. Now, I do hope that helped you kind of get a gauge of what you need to have a basic off-grid system that you can upgrade over time. You don't have to buy everything at once and, spend the whole $10,000, $12,000. You can get a pretty decent system for $3,000. What I wanted originally, like I said before, keep the refrigerator and freezer running and charge up the wheelchair. That's what I needed. Now, I've got the whole house and everything is just, it works so good that I'm actually going to upgrade when I can. Depends upon you guys. If you like and subscribe, that's going to help me out. Now, I do have that link below. It'll take you to Signature Solar, and hopefully you'll even get a good deal by clicking that link. Now, if you have any questions or comments, like I said before, I will help answer them. And if I can't answer them, I'll have someone else do it for me. Not everybody's the expert in this area. Now, whenever it goes to buying batteries, the big stand-up units, they do have an advantage, sorta. If you're going to have just one, you won't have any balancing problems. On the server rack batteries, if you have 3 batteries like me, the very first battery, if it's not charged up to 100% every day, it's going to slowly trickle down to where it's 10% lower than the other batteries. And it could probably get worse, I don't know, but that's my experience. Like 2 or 3 weeks of really bad weather, or certain days where you don't charge up to 100%, it does slowly creep down. It's roughly around 10%. So you're losing 10% of your battery. If you get one of the stand-up units or wall mount units, it's probably going to work out for you, and I really hope it does. But you are going to pay a little bit more for it, and you're going to get a little less kilowatts storage anyway. But I hope it really does work out for you. And make sure to research the batteries. Don't just click a few YouTube videos and believe everything that people say. Good luck. See you next time.